The Supreme Court and the High Courts of India are entrusted with the power of judicial review, which extends to adjudicating upon the constitutionality of legislations as well as legality of executive action. Parliamentary and state legislations which contravene constitutional requirements have been struck down by the judiciary. Judicial review has been extended to reviewability of constitutional amendments by evolving the doctrine of the basic structure of the Constitution, according to which a constitutional amendment which destroys or damages an essential feature of the Constitution, for example, secularism, democracy, and federalism, would be unconstitutional. So, public interest legislation. Any citizen of India can approach the courts for public case upon the interest of the public by filing a petition under the Supreme Court by Article 32, in the High Court under Article 226, and in the Magistrate Court under Section 133 of the CRPC. The guidelines provide that public interest legislations can be filed under the following categories: bonded labor matters, neglected children, non-payment of minimum wages, petitions from jails complaining of harassment, death in jail, speedy trial as a fundamental right, petitions against the police for refusing to register a case, harassment of bride burning, rape, murder, kidnapping, etc., petitions complaining harassment or torture of persons belonging to scheduled castes and scheduled tribes, petitions pertaining to environmental pollution. The public interest litigation jurisdiction forced by the Supreme Court is an extension of its jurisdiction under Article 32 of the Constitution. Public interest litigation is not the nature of adversary litigation, but it is a challenge and an opportunity to the government and its officers to make issues as human rights meaningful to the deprived and vulnerable sections of the society, to assure them socio-economic justice, which is a signature tune of the Constitution. A public interest litigation may be filed against state and central government, municipal authority, but not against any private party. Recently in India, many cases from the area of public interest litigation have come into picture, which has been filed in the court of law. As in 2005, a case was decided by the Supreme Court named Common Cause Society versus Union of India. In this public interest litigation, the petitioner filed a public interest litigation praying to the court to enact a Road Safety Act in view of the numerous road accidents. Secondly, in the Sangammal Pandey vs. State of UP case, the Lucknow bench of the High Court stayed construction of activities near Kanchi from memorial to up to a specific date. In the People's Union vs. Democratic Rights vs. Union of India, in the People's Union for Democratic Rights vs. Union of India case, the Supreme Court permitted public interest litigations at the instance of the public spirited citizens for enforcement of constitutional and legal rights of any person or persons who, because of their social or economic disadvantaged position, are unable to approach the courts for relief. Public interest litigation is a part of the process of participate justice and standing in civil litigation of that pattern, which has liberal reception at the judicial doorsteps.